What's up, Nightwalkers? In this video today, I'm going over how I set up my TNVC Mohawk MK3 battery pack pouch. And that's this piece right here that you see with the battery pack inside of it. And then the reason I'm making this video, because obviously it's pretty simple. You take your battery pack, you stick it in the Mohawk, you stick your Mohawk to the helmet. But I do get questions about, adding weight to it. What's the best way to secure it to the helmet, just different things like that. And so that's really why I'm making this video today. Before I get started, full disclosure, I work for TNVC. However, this is my Mohawk MK3 battery pack pouch. And just to kind of give you a quick lesson on these Mohawks, because we get a lot of questions. Guys get confused as to which Mohawk that they should get for their setup. And so basically at TNVC, we've got three different Mohawks. We've got the Mark 1, the Mark 2, and the Mark 3. This is the Mark 3. And just a quick rundown on them. So the Mark 1 is a counterweight pouch only. It comes with lead weights, it comes with a battery sleeve, and it's pretty much meant just to add weight to the back of the helmet, and it's intended for stuff like PVS 14s, binoculars that do not use battery packs, things like that. And then the Mark II is a battery pack pouch, and it's meant for Anvis style battery packs. Those are going to be the legacy Anvis battery packs that have the inserts that hold 2 AA batteries on each insert. And then the Mark III, which is this one, it's meant for L3Harris cold weather battery packs. However, the GPNVG battery pack, the 4-cell 123 pack, it will fit inside of here, goes in there, but really this thing's optimized for this cold weather battery pack. Now, when it comes to the cold weather battery pack, now this is something because of the terminology of it, guys get kind of mixed up on them. But basically, there's nothing about this thing that makes it, cold weather specific. Where that term comes from is that, these things are L3Harris BNVD battery packs, primarily PVS 31 alphas. This is a 1531. When it's cold out, you are going to get shorter runtime. Hence, cold weather battery pack, you get 4 batteries in here, AA's, as well as the one inside of it. So anyways, to the pouch. So what this thing is it just holds the battery pack inside of it, as you can see. And the thing is whenever you're running a goggle, PVS 31s, they're pretty light. They weigh less than a pound. And if you're running a ballistic helmet, a lot of times just the battery pack on the helmet, on a ballistic helmet, is good enough. On these non-ballistic helmets that are a little bit lighter, it can still work pretty good on 31s. However, a lot of times you want to add some weight to it. 1531s, they're definitely heavier than 31 alphas. These things are close to 18, 19 ounces for these. And so the battery pack by itself, I think it weighs about 6 ounces or so. And that's obviously, you got a weight disparity there. And so what I do with mine, if you look on the back here, I got some lead weights. And the way I set these things up, and you can get these lead weights from the Mark 1 battery pack pouches, EOG battery pack or counterweight pouches, anything that has these long lead weights, these round ones are slim, they're pliable. So what I do is I actually cut them down. I cut them down and to fit this cold weather battery pack. It's pretty easy. You don't really have to measure it, you just line it up, whatever. And you can use side cutters. It's lead, it's pretty soft. Side cutters, just trim it down. And what I did, as you can see, so I cut them in, I cut this down here, and I took the excess lead weight from this end I cut off, and I put it on the back here. And I always use gaffer's tape just because it doesn't leave residue. So if I ever want to repurpose these lead weights and I pull the tape off of it, I don't have a bunch of shit on it, that's going to cause problems. And then I just tape some Velcro loop on here, which then allows me to attach it inside of it, and I pre-bend them slightly so it fits good. And as you can see, it doesn't really add much thickness to it at all. I find using an extra patch, something like this helps, because otherwise you just got this one little piece here, and that does a good enough job. If you want to have some extra retention, just add an extra pouch on it, and you're going to get more surface area contact with the Velcro. The Velcro does a good job of sticking to the helmet. However, if you're concerned about, potentially snagging this thing and taking it off, you can just take some shock cord and loop it through here. You loosen up the bolts here on the rails. Now this does connect to your fit band system on OpsCore helmets, and so you just don't take it out all the way, just enough to kind of slip the shock cord on there. I like these ITW cord locks. Just run it through there. You can secure an overhand knot on both of them, or just do singles, whatever works. And that just keeps it from pulling out. That way, if you pull it, you're not gonna, pull it through and kind of have it come loose there. And this is just secondary. It's not like you need it. It's just something to put on there. And then depending on your helmet, like this is an OpsCore Fast Carbon. This is the original carbon helmet, not the new Fast SF. And on this particular helmet, on the back, you know, all this extra loop wasn't here. So what I did is I always keep extra loop, and by adding some extra loop right here, I mean, I just kind of put it right through this part. It gives you some extra surface area. Otherwise, when you mount your Mohawk, it will reach up here to the original Velcro that's on the helmet. The newer OpsCore helmets, they have a lot more Velcro on them, and so it's not really a problem. But if you do want to add some extra Velcro, or maybe you have a non-OpsCore helmet, ACH, something like that, you're just going to want to add some Velcro to it, and that does help, you know, keep it on the helmet better. And then for the battery pack cable, as you can see, you know, so what I do is I run it up through this piece right here, which I'm also, has some elastic to it, so it's kind of easy to fit the cable through it. And this keeps it nice and tight. And then I just feed it up through the vent, you know, secure it through the shock cord here on the Mohawk, feed it through the inside, bring it back out through the front, and then run it to the goggle that way. Pretty simple setup here on the Mohawk. That's something I do. On the bottom, you've got these one wrap loops, and these are meant to secure comms cables, but you could use them to, you know, stick chem lights in them, whatever you want to do. I just tie them up tight, then I fold the excess inside the Mohawk. Another option you could do is you could just unfold it straight and then tuck it up inside here on the helmet, go underneath the padding. You got some Velcro in there that you could attach it to, so you could do that as well. Or just snip them off if you're never going to use them. Yeah, one thing I'll go over, I've had guys ask me, you know, where I buy these or whatever. I buy all my Velcro and stuff from Mil-Spec Monkey. But doing this is really easy, man. All you do is you cut your piece that you need. You basically fold it, right? You fold it in half like this. You take a pair of scissors or a knife, you cut it in the middle, and then that's going to give you the little slip area in between where you can fit the cable and the connector through. And then you get this type of a feature on it where it secures nice. Otherwise, if you just put the one wrap over top of the cable, it never does a good job. It's going to pull out of it and come through. Whereas once you cut the slit into it, it's going to, as you can see, it's going to maintain it much better. So anyways, thanks for watching the video, and you guys be safe out there. Merry Christmas.